would like to welcome you all to the official first episode of Life Stripes with Kathy and Duke.
Is it the official?
This is the official.
I thought the one I posted was it.
So, about that actually takes me into why we're doing this as our official first episode. And
Okay.
it's called I Did It For Us. Okay, so take note. I did it for us, meaning everything you do in a partnership, in a relationship, where
Okay.
you forget to tell the other person, it's called I Did It For Us.
I did it for us.
So what Duke did, I'm just gonna get it all out there. So what Duke did was we had a situation where we were testing out the microphones and testing out some of our equipment a couple of weeks ago. And he says, okay, let's just run through, let's just talk. So I said, hey everybody, welcome to Life Stripes and whatnot. Next thing I know, we're all over Instagram. I was like, well, how did that happen? You forgot to tell me.
Listen, I got excited. I said, we started this company, Life Stripes podcast, and it was a great idea. It is a great idea.
It is a great idea,
We did a first podcast just randomly because we were just testing out equipment, and I decided, hey, let's just shoot. Let's see what it sounds like. And it sounded great. So I put it out there for the world to see. I'm a social media butterfly. What can I say?
Yeah, and that's fine. But the thing is that you actually have to tell me when you're going to do it because, I don't know, my hair didn't look right. The lighting was off. It was probably like midnight when we actually shot that. So I was feeling a little crazy, and I had no idea that the world was going to see our test.
Here's the thing, though. She looks fine all the time.
Yeah,
so I
whatever.
don't even know what she's complaining about right now.
Nice one, right? He's trying to recover. It's not working. So really and truly, the reason why it was initially an issue, and not a huge issue. I mean, it is what it is. But because I thought, well, why wouldn't you tell me? Why wouldn't you just tell me that you were going to be posting it?
You know what? I really did it for us. I did.
You're so foolish.
I really did it. No, I really did it for us. I mean, I just thought that, hey, let's get the buzz out there. We all know, and this, like the younger generation, I'll just call it out. The younger generation, they're all over social media. But I see how important that is.
Yes.
So I said, hey, let's just get a little buzz.
Okay, that's fine. And the reason I got over it, obviously, so quickly is because, fortunately for Duke, we had really, really great response. And so I think in having the great response and having people's feedback, that really fuels our fire and gives us the opportunity to recognize that what we're doing is needed. And so we're really hoping that you continue on this journey with us because it's going to be a ride, I think.
It's going to be a ride in so many ways.
Yes.
I mean, there's so much to talk about
So much.
in life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
again, and why we chose the name Life Stripes, because there are so many different levels.
Absolutely. And
Right?
so I think, and as you go through the stages of life and as you're experiencing certain things, some things that you've planned, some things that you haven't planned,
sure.
you're gaining your life stripes.
Exactly.
And every element that you add onto your life, you are also being judged, right? So just like in any competition, like a karate competition.
We were constantly being judged.
Constantly being judged.
We will be judged on this first episode, I guarantee it, but we welcome it.
Yes.
Come along on our journey.
Come along on our journey. We welcome it, and we want your responses. Continue with the feedback.
Exactly.
And we're hopefully going to give you exactly what you need and what you want. And at the same time, we want to learn from you guys, too. So I did it for us, and so we're doing this for you and for us as well.
For sure, for everybody.
But back onto our topic again. Let's just refocus again. To post or not to post, okay? Because really, that's the issue here, okay? To post or not to post.
I say to post.
Obviously.
I really say to post. I think everything we do should be posted.
I don't think so.
I think we should post everything, even behind the scenes.
To a point. I think that at some point you have to just not put everything out there.
Everything. Throw it all out there.
And why?
Because I think for me, I think that the more people see, the more they get in tune with you.
Right.
They get to know you. They get to understand how you vibe, how you gel, how you do certain things, how your mind works.
And maybe we just want them to see what we show them.
Yeah, maybe there are certain things that I'm not gonna share everything, but I
Right.
mean, as far as the show goes, and
Right.
and little things that we've done during our journey,
And that's
I want them to experience that with us.
and that's fair. And I think that it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. And it's a good thing because yes, you want to share and you want to put your stuff out there and you want the world to experience this with you. And sometimes it's not all good, and that's fine as long as you're okay with it. But once again, the I did it for us concept is there's obviously not just you in the video a lot of the time, and it's
100%.
not just us. So we'll talk about us as a partnership and
For
doing
sure.
Life Stripes, but in general, relationships. Okay,
Oh,
there
for
are
sure.
there are situations where I know certain people are like, don't post my picture. A lot of the times they're okay with it, but then there's certain times where like, I just don't want this particular element of my life
Yeah, I
out
get
there.
that. I get
and
that.
so if people continue to just post whatever, and there's someone in the picture that doesn't want
I
to
get
be
that.
there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I get
So
that.
we have to be cognizant of that too.
Okay, you
because-
make a valid point.
right.
You make a point because
Thank
I
you.
remember posting a picture of a certain individual and I was like, man, this is a great outfit. I look
On
good.
you.
You know what I mean? So
On you.
so I was like, yeah, post Instagram, and then I got a message like, yo, can you take down my picture? You didn't ask me first, and I was like,
Right.
and I was like, what are you talking about? Right? But then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, yeah, you're right. I got to think about the other person. So
Yeah.
now, okay, well, other than us, before, I took another picture with somebody else, I actually asked them. So,
Okay, good. So you're
right?
kind of.
But for this
learning.
situation, I just got hype.
I know. And so let me qualify, okay, to post or not to post. When it comes to Life Stripes and when it comes to our particular situation, in the end, I realized, and this is, I get over things very quickly, fortunately, but I realized that if he didn't post it, the urgency for us to get something out there to you guys, our very first official episode, we might have dilly-dallied a little bit
We
longer.
might have took a little bit of time because we want to
Yeah.
get things perfect,
Perfect,
right?
right.
And it's funny because I was watching an episode on YouTube because I'm a YouTube baby,
Mm-hmm.
and they one of the things that the guy was talking about was to start your business. A lot of times people just drag their feet because they're so busy planning
That's right.
to make it perfect. And he was saying, well, just put it out there.
Yes.
Just put it out there because if you put it out there,
Yes.
then it forces you.
Absolutely.
get it done.
Yes. And I think as Virgos, we are both Virgos.
For life.
Yes. Everyone else is great, but
Virgos
we're
rule.
Virgos. So,
All right, shout out to Leos.
oh,
Another
yeah, Geminis. Gotta love my Geminis. But,
Right.
I think you're right. When it comes to perfection, that's what with the fine details.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's the little
Right.
details that stop you from moving forward. And I am very guilty of that. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to lie. And I start to talk myself out of things because I just want everything to be perfect. And everything can't be perfect all the time.
No, it can't be.
So putting out a video of us at midnight looking crazy, that's okay.
But I
got
got
over
so
it.
many responses.
I know. So I am officially
I have people
over
asking
it.
me, hey, can I be on your show?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, okay. Well,
And we welcome
We'll
that.
see.
We can't wait to have guests on our show. So,
Yeah.
I think, of course, communication.
yeah, for sure.
Communication is key.
It is key, and especially in relationships.
Yes.
And this is a relationship.
Sure. It's
right?
it's a relationship partnership because
Exactly.
we are working together and, our lives are busy. We have, you have your children and stuff and I have my children and,
Yeah.
we have our lives, work, whatever the case
Absolutely.
may be. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of communication to get a project off the ground for
Mm-hmm.
sure. But also once you put it out on social media or once you post anything,
It's out there.
Once you post anything, it is out there.
It's out there.
And then it involves our families and our time,
Of
and
course.
so we're really just taking this time away from everything that we're doing to produce a good show for everybody. And I think as long as we
Mm-hmm.
continue to communicate, and for all of you who are out there in partnerships and in relationships who are trying to work on projects or just run your lives
Or anything.
communication is
Key.
huge.
It is key.
Yeah.
It is key because anything you do, relationship, partnership,
Yeah.
workplace, whatever. Like if you don't communicate, then things tend to tear down.
Mm-hmm.
They split, and then the right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing, or vice versa, right?
That's
so
right.
we definitely have to communicate and make it work.
Absolutely. And
Right.
and you're not always going to agree, of course. We all know that. I mean,
no.
this is the age-old adage.
If
You're
you
not
agree
always
with
gonna
everything, then something's wrong.
Something's absolutely wrong. Yes, I know that even when we were trying to get together and figure out how we were going to do this and what we wanted to even talk about, that took us a
Right.
while to figure out, what lane we were gonna stay in. Because I'm very big on let's stay focused.
I'm big on generation.
Yeah. Don't even talk to me about generations. Generation X, please. Thank you.
Generation X, Y, Z,
Okay,
doesn't matter.
okay, yeah.
Millennials,
And we're here for everybody who wants to
ones
hear
who
us.
ain't even born yet.
And they can learn something from us. We're
Yeah, I
good.
mean-
Yes. Okay. So y'all don't need to hear our garbage, but that's okay.
No, that's okay. They need to hear our garbage.
Because we had to communicate.
Well, this is
right?
what the show's
We had
about,
to
it's
work
about
through
life.
it. Yes, we had to work through it. And I will tell you this. Can I just tell everybody how we
Go
met?
ahead.
So how we met, funny enough, I posted a workout video. Well, actually, it was post-workout on Facebook, and I hadn't worked out for a while, and so I posted this, and I was literally sweating. I'm like, I can't even believe that I can't get through this workout. And so I get this message in actually, well, you were corresponding to me on my actual
Yeah,
Facebook
yeah, exactly.
page,
Yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
eventually you went on to Messenger into the private section,
Right.
and you messaged me, and you're like, hey, I can't even remember what you said.
I was just saying, like, great video. You look really great on camera.
Actor,
Are
because
you an actor?
as,
Yeah, exactly.
as an actor, you're like, yeah, you're trying to get back into the business, that
Exactly.
sort of thing, right? On camera,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Okay, fine. So initially, I was like, stalker.
Right?
I'm not calling this person. I'm not messaging this person.
And it's funny because
Uh-uh.
I never even think that when I messaged you, I didn't think that. I was just like, hey man, I'm
Well,
trying to
I
get back
know.
into acting too. Like,
Because I'm the receiver of the message.
right?
And-
I never
and-
think that the receiver is gonna feel that way.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's fair because your intentions were genuine,
Right.
right? And so we do have a lot of friends that we have in common. So hence why I would have accepted you on Facebook. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
And so I thought, I'm not going to message him back. And I didn't
Yeah.
for at least 24, almost 48 hours
Yeah,
or something like
for
that.
sure.
And I consulted with a couple of people, I'm not going to lie, who I'd seen, okay, who is he friends with that I have friends with? And they're like, nah, Duke's cool. I was like, okay. So I messaged you like at 11 o'clock at night or some
Yeah,
craziness
and I
like
responded
that.
because I'm social media.
And we talked for 2 hours.
Yeah, it was
Straight.
It was straight. Like,
Yeah.
no.
It was
Pausing,
Just,
it was-
it was just go
Go.
right through, and
Yeah.
it was like it was like
Yeah.
it was crazy. But and then I had brought up the fact that I was trying to work on a podcast,
Yep.
and you were like,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, I want to do that
This
too.
is-
Like, yeah.
And you've been helping other people with theirs.
Yes.
So we just sometimes when you put something out in the universe, okay, and you're not necessarily only communicating with people who
Mm-hmm.
are right in front of you, but I communicate with and so you pray for things to happen,
Yeah,
and
man.
you want things to happen, and sometimes you just have to literally put it out in the universe, and that's what I did. And so in comes Duke, and here we are.
Here we are.
You know, and
you know what? It's been great because we've been able to like really just gel.
Yes.
Right. Like really just gel, bounce ideas. You know, meet up, talk about things, communicate. You know, maybe not on a daily, but when we do communicate, it's like, yeah, we're on point.
Yes.
And you know, like you said, like we've had our difficulties with which way we want to go.
Yeah.
Which is normal. Like that's just normal with anything.
Anything
you
that
do,
anyone's trying to start, of
right?
course.
But
yeah.
here we are.
Absolutely.
And that's the beautiful thing. Like we were able to do this and get our first episode, our second episode, by the way. But she says this is the official.
This is our
I mean,
official first, because
Yeah.
the second episode
Yeah.
it will be about Little White Lies. Just a little teaser.
Just a little, right? But to post or not to post right now,
Yeah.
is, you know, that's the thing because I posted.
Yes. And I'm over it.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So the next thing that I wanted to touch on was surprise.
What are we surprised about?
The art of
We're here.
No, but the art of surprise when it comes to I did it for us, right? Coming back to our topic, because we
For
can
sure.
we can divert.
Yeah, she's
like it's
got to
no-
always keep me on point.
like it's
'cause,
nobody's business.
Yeah, like,
Yes.
I'll stray.
Yeah, we're not allowed. We're not allowed to do that. And so, when it comes to I did it for us and surprise, the element of surprise, birthday parties that you're planning. Sometimes you plan something for your partner that you want to do. And they don't necessarily want to do it. They're not interested in all
This
of that,
is true.
but you're interested in it.
This is true.
I mean, I think that people need to recognize, of
Yeah,
course,
for
if you're
sure.
planning something for somebody else, you really need to take into account what the other person is interested in. Because at that point, you're not
Yeah.
doing it for us, you're doing it for yourself.
Well, and that's the thing. A lot of times, like even for my daughters, like my daughter, when I remember she turned 16, I was like, okay, let's have a party. But I was more thinking for me.
Right.
Like I want to have a big party for my daughter, but it's like, wait a minute, what does she want?
Right.
Right. And then
right.
when I reached out to her and I was like, yo, Janessa, what do you want to do? She was like, well, I just want to go to dinner with my friends. We'll put on a nice dress, just chill. I was like,
Yeah.
really? That's it? You don't want to have a party? She said, no, I want to have a party. I'm like, really? I mean, it's your sweet 16. You don't want.
Yeah.
And I was taken back. I was
right.
like,
Because
okay.
you probably like dreamt, oh my gosh, she's going to turn 16. We're
Right?
going to have this huge party. Because that's
Right.
what you do, right?
Exactly.
No, good for you, though. But good for you for listening and recognizing that.
Because I almost did it for me.
Yeah. And I'm sure she would have been fine with that, but she wouldn't have been there.
Right.
So.
But no, you definitely have to, like you said, communicate.
You do.
You know, really communicate and understand what your partner needs, or your
Yeah.
child needs, or your friend needs, or whatever loved ones in your life. We need to have that communication and understand what those needs are.
Right. Yeah. And I totally agree. I think that, when you are in any kind of planning mode,
Right.
whether it's a partnership, business
Yeah.
partnership, or if it's a relationship partnership, you have to be aware, people. It's really
Yeah.
just being aware and
Yeah.
not being selfish with your own needs, you know?
And that's the problem. I find that the problem in life right now is a lot of people are selfish because
Yeah.
they want their, it's almost like they have that hidden agenda.
Yes.
So are they really, like, a lot of times they're not being genuine.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
They're saying that they want to do this for you. They're saying that, you're my best friend and I got your back. But then there's that little hidden gem there that's like, well, if I do this and she does that or he does that, then I'll get this out of it.
Right. No, but
Right?
okay, but then what if you know the person so well, and you know that initially they're going to give you resistance, but they're going to come around in the end and they're going to thank you for giving them that experience, because that happens too.
Right.
So what do you do in that situation?
Well, I mean, in that situation, you make that decision of what you're going to do for your friend or your colleague or your partner,
Right.
And take the necessary steps to say, hey, okay, well, this is going to benefit that person.
Right.
It might not benefit me.
Right.
Right. But I know it's going to make you so happy. So let me go ahead and do that. Let
Yeah.
me not be selfish.
Right.
Let me take into account your needs over mine for that particular moment.
Yeah, but the thing is that what if they say initially, right? They're not interested. They don't want to do it. But you know, like us women usually do, that you're gonna love it. Because this is what people say,
Well, and this is for another podcast because men could never read women. Next podcast.
Yes.
Right? So
We can do 10 podcasts on that.
right. So I mean, yes, you probably will love it.
Mm-hmm.
But initially if you say you don't want it, like and that's where the struggle is, right?
Yeah.
Especially in relationships though.
Yes,
Like,
yes, of course.
Right? So and I want to call that out because it's different when you're in a relationship with somebody on that intimate level.
Yes.
Right? Where it's like, okay, I know she might like it, but I'm not sure. She said she doesn't want to do it, so do I do it? And then if you do it
Yeah.
and she's pissed, then you're like, shoot, okay, well, I'm in the doghouse. Let me go sleep on the couch.
Right.
And if you do it, she's surprised and she's happy.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I thought she didn't really want me to do it, but now she's happy. I'm happy.
Yes.
So it's a
You're
double-edged sword.
gambling. It's a gamble.
And it's a double-edged sword. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So you got to be careful on that one. But if you know your partner well enough, based on communication,
Yes.
then you'll be able to, take that gamble
Right.
a little bit more, right?
Okay. No, and that's fair. And you're also
Yeah.
listening to even as you're going through your life, you're taking cues from what they might have said at
Exactly.
previous times.
Yeah.
Right. And so because you're taking cues, and I'll give you an example with my ex, it was his 40th birthday and I decided he'd never been to New York, and we'd never been to Vegas at that particular time together. And so I thought, oh my gosh, well, how amazing would it be if we went to Las Vegas and stayed at the New York hotel? I
Exactly.
thought that would be kind of cool.
Exactly.
In addition, we would go to the Grand Canyon, but that's
Right.
besides the point. And so I planned the whole entire thing, and we had stayed at a hotel in Buffalo, and I'd organized for them. We were going to go for breakfast. They were going to sneak into our room, get all our luggage. I was going to I got to go to the washroom. I got to run back to the room, and I packed everything up real quick so it was
Right.
ready for them to get out of the room. And I said to him, okay, right after breakfast, we're going to get into this van and we're going to go. So longer story short, we get to the airport, and he's like, why are we at the airport? I'm like, well, right?
Now that's a surprise.
Yeah. So we get to the airport, and he doesn't see, it's Southwest. So we didn't
Right.
see, he didn't see where we were going until we actually got up to the actual
What?
gate to check in. And so I lied. It just said Southwest. It didn't actually say Las Vegas until we got on the plane. That's what it was. We got on the plane, and that's when he realized that he was going to Las Vegas. And he's like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like,
Wow.
no. And so I did it for us because I knew that this would make him happy and it's going to be an amazing experience. But if I had asked him, it would have been the kids and no.
There would have been a
and-
lot of
and
excuses
there would have been
as to why not
stuff.
to go.
Exactly.
Right. And that happens,
So-
but that more happens when you're an adult. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, of
So I
course.
mean, and especially in our generation,
Yes.
we have so many different responsibilities.
Responsibilities,
So I
yes.
mean, I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's an amazing story because I think a lot of times, we need that person in our life to take us away from that
Yes.
stressful. Let me think about all these decisions before I make a decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And
you're
it's
so
good
right.
and it's good that sometimes your partner can just do it for us.
Do it for us. Yeah.
Right?
Just do
with
it
that
for the,
with that
take it
little
for the team,
that
yeah.
little surprise. We're in Vegas. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So no, for sure. I think that's awesome.
Thank you.
You
Yes.
right? Shoot. I hope somebody does that
Oh,
for me.
here you go.
I've never been to Vegas yet. Yeah.
You're too much.
I'm just saying.
But I think that in conclusion, so as we have to bring our show to a close, because at some point we do have to do that, because we can go on forever. I think that what's the takeaway from all of this?
I think for me, the takeaway is listen to your partner, understand your partner,
Yes.
and don't be afraid to gamble a little bit if you know it's gonna be the pursuit of happiness.
Oh,
Right?
You're good. Oh, he is good.
I
Okay.
try.
I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee for that
Right?
one.
But that's the ultimate thing. Like the ultimate goal is for you in a relationship to be happy.
Yeah.
And yes, there's gonna be bumps along the way,
Right.
but it takes the two of you guys to smoothen out that bump. So if smoothing out that bump means here's a surprise. We're off to Vegas. Let's forget about our bills and the kids for a little bit,
Yeah.
and just take this time for ourselves so we could recharge.
Yes.
Then it's necessary,
I agree.
right?
I totally agree.
So gamble and take that risk.
Right.
Understand your partner, your friends, whoever, your family, and do what's best
Yes.
for the pursuit of happiness.
And be respectful, of course. Be respectful
Oh, for
of
sure.
people's time and listen well. And also apologize when you actually need to. You know?
Yes.
I think that a lot of people spend a lot of time trying to defend their actions
Yeah.
without realizing that sometimes if you just say, you know what, honestly, I thought I was doing the best thing for us and I screwed that up. Okay. I can accept that I might, have
Yeah.
messed this up and I did wrong. Or it just didn't work for us at that time.
Right,
Not that you
exactly.
did wrong, but, it didn't work for us at that time and I apologize. And I think that sometimes you just want to hear that they've acknowledged, that this wasn't for us.
Right.
This was for you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't lie. I've done that many times when I go to the movies. I'm like, hey, honey, want to go to the movies? And she'll be like, so what movie you want to see? I'm like, I was thinking about maybe seeing The Avengers, maybe? But that's clearly for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
I think we all do it in some
Yes.
sense or form or fashion, that we kind of all do it.
Yeah.
Those ones are particularly not as bad. Sometimes it's when you take those bigger gambles.
Yes.
And it's a bigger risk.
Yeah, exactly.
Than, but a little movie or a little dinner here or there, and
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, but posting on Facebook when,
That's
you
okay.
didn't ask me.
Yeah, I think that's
okay.
okay. But
Didn't apologize,
in
no.
all actuality, I really did it for us.
And I know you did. And that's exactly why I got over it, as I think we all should, when at the end of the day, we can really sit back and we can recognize that the person did it for
You know what? You know
us.
what's funny though? She wasn't even following me on Instagram, so she didn't even know that I posted
That's
it.
true. You're right.
So I was like,
about that.
because I thought
You're right.
she was following me.
Yeah.
So I was surprised that I didn't even hear any comments from you. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I realized, wait, we're not even following each other on Instagram.
Yes.
So I was like, oh,
That's
okay,
right, because
well,
at our next meeting,
Yeah.
you had said, "Oh my goodness, the amount of comments that we've gotten on Instagram," and I was like, "On what? When did we go on Instagram? When did this happen?"
I was like, yeah, I posted it, man.
And he's like, "Yeah, come look," and I'm like, okay, I guess we're on Instagram with this
Yeah,
now,
right, so-
prematurely, but okay." And yeah, so it
It's
worked
gonna
out.
happen.
It did work out in the end. And once again, if you're wrong, you're wrong. In this case, you did it for us, and I recognized that you did it for
I
us.
did.
And so it was not wrong. If I could even say the word wrong, it's just that's a bad word to say. But you know what I
It
mean?
wasn't wrong, but I do agree that I should have consulted.
Yes, that would have been nice.
I agree with you. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, we're having a
heard it here
moment.
first. I was wrong. I'm sorry.
Oh, and I accept your apology. Oh.
Yeah, so, ladies and gentlemen, this is Life Stripes. I'm Duke.
I'm Kathy, and
We are looking forward to giving you more of Life Stripes. So stay tuned,
Yes.
stay locked, stay loaded, and we will be back with more coming at you.
bye, guys.